And we're live.
You know, hindsight's 2020 with gambling.
You know what I should have bet on? AMC, the movie theater.
I
have a buddy of mine who is like making.
I hate coulda, woulda, shouldas. God, I hate coulda, woulda, shouldas. There's so many. So many.
Yeah, of course.
Like this year alone, right? With AMC, Dogecoin,
GameStop,
the fucking GameStop,
and
shit.
GameStop. Like we all could have made hundreds of millions of dollars this year.
Damn it!
All right, so let me go on with GameStop. I never did and still don't believe in the company. Right? I don't think GameStop has a bright future. I think GameStop is the next Blockbuster. I think all their customers hate GameStop. I know it's kind of a meme now and people pretend to like it and they like the company. Whatever. No. GameStop was shit to us when they could be. Now that they can't and there are digital downloads, fuck GameStop. That is the prevailing attitude of most GameStop customers. And we're just waiting for them to die. But the stock is having a short-term pump because of all the short positions not being able to cover and the internet fucked them. It's hilarious. I love it. But it's a dangerous bet because this is a fundamentally shit company. The movie theater bet, that to me, this is AMC I'm talking about, is a little more like betting on oil when it was down because of the pandemic, or betting on the cruise industry or hotels because they were getting crushed because of the pandemic. If you look at this place and say, you know what? They're going to bounce back. Movies are going to be like they were before. If you think that, and it's not an insane thought, then AMC was a good bet. You could also believe that, is it HBO Showtime? What, Max? That's doing like real first run movies now and maybe changing the game. The game might change and AMC might never come back.
I don't think any theaters are going to come back the way they were.
I really hope they do. I almost went to a movie last night, but
theaters are fun.
So who cares about being right? It's about getting paid.
It's about winning, which is a form of
my
being
life's philosophy.
That reminds me of like if you do like investing stuff, I think it's something like 97% of retail investors lose money. Like it's some absurdly high number. Like you'd think even statistically speaking it would be impossible, you know?
Yeah.
There's some huge amount of money. Mutual funds don't do as well as the S&P 500 as a rule of thumb. Something like 85% of them underperform the S&P 500.
Hedge funds generally, yeah. Well, there was that famous bet that Warren Buffett made. Was it like 5 or 10 years ago? It was a long time ago, but he had bet that like he bet any hedge fund or whatever, I think, that nobody could outperform the market in general, and not a single person was able to do it. So yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. And that just goes to show you, like, the best in the world, the people who
study it,
who it's their bread and butter. So like, what chance does any like retail consumer have? Like what chance do you and I have when we're just like, this is our like popcorn thing. This is some sort of hobby that we spend our like evenings.
Apes together strong, I guess.
Apes together. Well, that ain't investing. That's well, there's a word for that.
I mean, a lot of people, you know, made out like bandits from the GameStop thing.
They made out like literal bandits from the.
Well, no, I don't even think that's way over. Most people lost their ass on that and are still losing their ass on that. The idea that like all of these retail investors made a ton of money, that's not true. Most people got completely fucked and are still actively getting fucked. I'm sure there were a couple that made out well, but I mean, that's true of like every major movement on any stock, right?
Yeah, for sure. But most people get fucked. And like it's interesting, like following crypto Twitter and like crypto accounts and things. Like, I'm like, I don't trust any of them because it's like, okay, this person is pumping some bullshit meme stock right now to 250,000 followers. So they own a good bit of this. They bought it at an even lower price point and they're going to dump as soon as it gets anything. And like, and of course they're like diamond hands, sell. Yeah. Like, and so it's like, I don't trust any of you.
Destiny, I can't agree that most people lost money on GameStop.
They absolutely did. Of course they did, yeah.
Oh, of course they did. Yes, you take a stock that goes from 18 to 258 and you'll find tons of losers in there. No.
Yeah, but you have to keep in mind, in order for the stock to get up there, people bought it all the way up.
It's at 258. Like they're
but like first of all,
it's at but like in order to right now.
Sure. But like people are buying and selling the whole way there, right? Like in general, like retail investors are not this like coordinated group of people that are doing well.
Like, one of the real nincompoops who like bought at
320 or whatever the fuck, or sorry, what were you saying?
You'd have to like buy at 10 and then sell at 8 and then rebuy at 9 and then you'd have to be like,
Yeah, but that's what people
buying
do,
every
right?
time it peaked and then selling every time it dipped like a complete idiot.
People do it with crypto and shit all the time too, right? Like people will buy people will buy something at 200, they'll see it go to like 210, 220, then it'll drop to 180 and they'll sell, and then they see it go up to like 250, 260 and they'll buy it and it'll get to like 300 and then it'll drop like 220, like fuck, and then they sell it. Yeah, people do that shit all the time.
Crypto basically goes from 1 penny to 65 pennies. Yes, it is possible to mistime that along the way, but the idea that most people lost their shirts on it, I mean, it seems like the shorts lost their shirts on it.
I mean, there are some shorts that did. I mean, the main winners in all of that were other hedge funds that were betting the entire time. You can see that there are like so many funds and everything that were managing like multiple trillions of dollars that had like huge positions open in GME and everything. And these are the people that made like all of the money there. Retail investors don't have enough capital and they're not coordinated enough to make as much money as they like to believe sometimes. I mean, there are sites that publish like all the positions that the big hedges have, and you can see like the people, and you can even read stories of like the massive pensions and shit that made, hundreds of millions or tens of millions sometimes on their positions for the GME stuff. But
yeah, I don't know. Everyone I know made money on it. And everyone I know is like, if I had sold at this super perfect peak, I would have made more. But just a stock that, how much did it fucking go up? From 18 to 258? Someone math.
Something, yeah. I think it's hovering around 250 right now.
I'm looking at it. It went up 20 sometimes. Like, yeah, that makes people money. AMC, same thing. Now, if they hold it and wait, they might lose. But it's hard to lose money on a stock going up unless you're betting that it goes down.
I mean, people do options. People try to short it again. People do a lot of dumb shit when it comes to trading.
I thought shorting it again was the move, and instead,
go ahead.
I thought shorting it was the move. I still think shorting it's the move, but I'm the exact kind of thought process they're trying to squeeze. People who think this company's going to die, people who think this company sucks, and that someday it will return to its fundamental, like, justified price, I'll call it. And I don't know. I'm staying away from GameStop. I'm not shorting it, even though I think there's money to be made. There's money to be lost too. Clearly, I would have lost.
Yeah, shorting it is like correct in that it will go down, but the question is when, right? Because if you start shorting it, if too many people are shorting it and people think that it can go up or down, right? Because you're not really like, because in our current society, everything is valued based on what somebody's willing to pay for it. And stocks aren't an exception, right? There's going to be some floor to a company where it's like, if you liquidate all the assets, how much money is left over. But other than that, like basically the ceiling is the limit, right? And GameStop has been trading over its fundamental value for a while now, right? Like that company is not worth $250 a share.
Early in the day, Taylor was like, I'm going to learn about crypto. And okay, first of all, don't take my advice on crypto. There are some people who value my advice on investing. With regards to crypto, don't. You've been warned. But in my head, I'm like, there's nothing to learn. It's all trendy. Is it like people talk about which blockchain technologies are somehow better than the other? Dude, it
cares.
That's not what's driving prices. It's
people speculating.
Bullshit.
Yep, people speculating, trying to fuck over other people that are speculating. That's all that any of these cryptos are.
The more I read about cryptocurrencies, like the more I'm like, I feel like people are just trying to fool me into getting me to buy a ton of something and being like, oh, it's only at 50 cents right now, buy a ton. And then like you'll see other people being like, well, the plan is to get it to 53 cents and then sell and it's like, okay, so I'm at the top of this potential. Like,
I'm not saying you can't make money in crypto. People are making money in crypto. They're also losing it. I'm just saying that the idea that like this is a better blockchain or these things go quicker or what, dude, it's just tulips. It's just tulips. There's no value in these things. There's, and I get it. Someone out there is like, what value is there in cash? I hear you, bro, but.
Well, cash it's backed by the United States government. You can pay taxes on it. Cash is very valuable. I hate it when people compare crypto to fucking cash. Like when there's a government that starts studying cryptocurrency. What? It's not a fit because USD is the only thing that you can pay taxes to the US government in, and it's backed by the full strength and security of the US economy. Cryptocurrencies it's just a speculation vehicle, right?
I didn't hear anything that makes cash actually worth something. Cash is
because the US government says it's worth something.
Burning it. Like it doesn't have any utility. It's worth something because people say it's worth something, just like crypto.
Well, but that's so incredibly arbitrary.
Cash
like,
is too, though. Like it.
but it's well, but no, but like, what about
I've
water?
never heard the argument because you can pay taxes with it. Cash is worth more.
Why? That's why cash is worth something. It's backed by the U.S.
Because
economy.
you can pay taxes with it.
Yeah, it's valuable. That's what you. It's yeah.
Crypto's valuable because you can buy all kinds of things with it. You can buy drugs on the internet with crypto. Huh?
I'm just saying crypto. Yeah, and crypto has its value because that's what other people are willing to buy and sell stuff with it. But I'm just saying it's weird because people will say something like cash has no inherent value, not like gold or silver. It's like, well, what the fuck are you gonna do with gold and silver? That's valueless as well. And then somebody's like, well, you can make circuit boards with like gold. I'm like, no, come on, you're not right. Like technically at the end of the day, if you're really technical, everything is only worth value because people say it is, right? Even water, people buy and sell for certain price points. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that currencies that are backed by federal governments and central banks have like some value because they are backed by said governments and banks.
Okay, boomer. See?
Yeah.
I think Taylor kind of nailed it when he's like, it's just all trying to find someone else who thinks it's worth more than you do.
Basically, yeah.
To me, there is a parallel. Like, you could make that cash argument. The argument I don't like is, Ethereum transacts faster than Bitcoin. That's why it's going to be the big one down the road. Or fuck you. No. If it wins some arbitrary popularity contest, I don't think it's based on tech.
Maybe, yeah. The real argument against like all of the kids, and they always get mad when you bring this up, but like for people that truly want these things to be adopted as actual currencies, which I thought cryptocurrencies were supposed to be, right. You shouldn't be championing them every single time the price surges in value over and over and over again. What you really want are long periods of stability. Because like nobody is going to adopt or use like widespread like any currency that is so unbelievably fucking volatile. Because why would you do that, right? Like, I'm salarying you at 10,000 Bitcoin a month. Now it's 4,000. Now it's 25,000. Like, right? You can't price things. You can't pay things. You can't hold the currency in reserve. Like, yeah, but nobody would actually want that. If you talk to these crypto guys, nobody wants their currency to remain stable for years and years and years, which is what you should want for a currency. They want it to go up and up and up and up and up so that they can make money off of it as speculation vehicles, not as actual like currencies you use to buy stuff.
That's a really good thought. I haven't heard it before. So,
but
yeah, nobody wants stable. They love it when it goes up. They love it when it spikes.
No, I'm putting all my money. Well, I've said before, I've put a ton of money into Cole's Cash. But I'm also going to put. I'm gonna buy a lot. Hold your Cole's Cash, and
Hodl.
It fucking expires in 4 months. Hold.
Gift cards.
But like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Again, I'm gonna buy into GME at 250. But like what Destiny was saying, like knowing that there are so many people out there who do exactly what you said of like, I bought it at 110. Now it's at 120. I'm gonna hold 100. Sell. Oh wait, now it's back to 130. Buy. 120. And it's like what do you do?
No,
you
want something stable. You want something stable. That I put, I think $800,000 into Dave and Buster power cards. Yeah. And like not only anytime I want, I can go have a hell of a time. Right. All the games I want. Get a burger.
Yeah.
Get one of those frozen drinks that's like a little rainbow inside. Mm-hmm. Anytime I want, I'm a platinum member there, of course.
Get a load of this moron.
Very stable currency, right? I mean, that skee ball machine, same price today as it will be tomorrow. Okay, stable. Okay. Every time I go, I'm the only one there. So. I know that there's no fluctuation there. Dave &
Buster's must have been smashed during COVID. Are they in business?
Well, yeah, in business. There's a couple in St. Louis. They're fun. I love Dave & Buster's.
They're the kind of place that got closed.
I have been rethinking some of my investments during the pandemic. Yes, that's true. But we're hoping that things turn around.
Is Dave & Buster's the next like apes hold thing?
What's the most bullshit African currency that's worth like 0.00001?
Was it Zimbabwe?
I'm betting on Zimbabwe.
The $100 billion bills or something?
Yeah, where it's like $14 trillion.
You don't even have to go to Africa. Fucking was it Venezuela that had that
hyperinflation too?
Hyperinflation last year.
The Iranian rial is the cheapest currency.
Ooh. Well, but I don't think the U.S. is going to stop imposing sanctions on them anytime soon. So I don't know if that's.
Oh, come on. Biden is just trying to. I mean, he's a peace-loving guy.
Okay. For a U.S. dollar is worth 42,000 Iranian rials or rials, but in Vietnam, a U.S. dollar is worth 23,000 Vietnamese dongs, which really, for the memes, is the one you want.
Yeah.
I'm betting on Venezuela coming back.
I think we should short the dong.
They've got oil.
Ooh.
They'll be fine. Probably. I don't know. I'm too afraid to. Investing is so scary. I feel like people take advantage of you unless you just
Have you
do
not
like.
watched my videos? You got a dollar cost average, silly head.
That's what I'm saying. Is like you like. Anytime I look into it, and I'm always trying to see like there's got to be a way to make money faster, and it's like. No, it all seems to be these like conservative, like consistent yield things.
I think that's where a lot of this stock craze for the GME, AMC, and everything blew up over the pandemic. Is that like you have this unprecedented amount of people that are staying home and making a lot of money. For what? For which thing?
For Lefty.
I told him Lefty's team, and Kyle's not
I'd go by
impressed with
Lefty
the
too.
man.
Oh, I see. You have all these people staying home. People made a lot of money over the pandemic. A lot. I think people are finally starting to realize that. Like nobody went out to eat. Nobody spent any money on anything. A lot of people were able to work from home. They didn't have the wear and tear on their vehicle. They didn't have to pay for gas. A lot of people got bonuses for working through COVID. Like, so you have all these people staying home, making more money than they had before. And then now you have like this unprecedented access to the stock market because there's these like gamified apps. So like Robinhood. And now you've got like these payment schemes they have where you can trade for no fees. So there's no friction. And then you've got like the promise of all of these riches because really anybody's like 5 trades away if you're doing options from like going from like $1,000 to like $1 million, depending on how lucky you get. Right. And I think, the promise of that has definitely driven a lot of people more into that world of like, how can I get rich really fast? Like, and then you guys were joking about like the hindsight earlier, but like for some people, like it must feel really bad because like you really are like, if you could just see like 5 minutes ahead of the graph, like you would know exactly the trades to make. And there is some combination of buttons that you can push right now at your computer. There is a combination of buttons and trades you can push a trade and make. And in like 3 days, you're like a billionaire. Well, not maybe not. Well, you maybe even very like legitimately like a billionaire.
You absolutely could. You absolutely could. The thing that was sort of different about the GameStop thing, though, is it doesn't have to be like that sort of Hillary Clinton thing where you're like hitting the curve like perfectly on the ups and downs for like 8 trades in a row.
She did that.
It was just like, hey, buy this today, sell it 6 months from now. That's it. That's it. Like this is going to multiply by 200 times its current value between now and March. So buy today. Sell in March, and that's it. And that's so much simpler to look at, And I remember when it happened, I was on this show, and I was just like, why did no one tell us about this?
Yeah,
it went back up. It went higher than then. Like even when we were sitting here, we're like, why did no one tell us about this? We could have bought right then.
It went back down to like $10, and we were just like, well, that was neat.
We could have bought right, and then here it is at 250. Like we could have.
I didn't think apes were actually strong. I was wrong.
You never think of all the horrible trades though, and this is like the most important thing is you never think of all of those fucking horrible trades that you didn't make though. You only remember the ones that you fucked up on because for every one where it's like, why didn't I fucking buy? There were probably 150 other that you heard about that you didn't buy that crashed immediately, right?
Like for every like $4,000 that we had invested on that day, we'd have made $100,000 or something like that.
I went the other way because I'm with Destiny. I was like, time to short. The institutions are right. This is a worthless company. This is a bullshit. This is a future blockbuster. The move to make right now is shorting. Gentlemen, the move to make was not shorting. It's a 258 right now. Don't do that.
I don't know. Maybe one day we'll actually get a stock tip from somebody that whisper in the ear that, hey, I work for Computech and we're about to come out with a new processor. It's just this and that. And it's going to be so much better. And we've already got a contract with the government. And we'll get that little tap on the shoulder, whisper in the ear kind of foreknowledge.
Man, insider trading would make this shit so much easier.
So much
Bro.
easier.
That is
The
what
only
Dan
way to
Blazarian's dad actually did. I looked it up. while
And
we were-
look how successful those.
Yeah, and they have now they just do fucking hotties all the time.
I still think the saddest people on the planet that fucked up are the people that would go dumpster diving for their old hard drives that had like 500 bitcoins just stashed. And I feel so. I don't know. The only consolation I would ever give to people like that is if you actually had those bitcoins the whole time, you would have sold when they hit like $2 or $10. You're not holding till it's $50,000, right?
You know, there's that guy, and I'm not saying hypothetically. There's literally a guy who has. It doesn't matter how much. Just it's 100 million or something like that. He can't remember his fucking password.
Oh yeah.
He's got 3 guesses left.
Oh no.
And so, you know, he just spends every day being like, Monkey Banana 301?
Banana.
Was it potassium?
Did
Was
I
it
use
potassium?
Monkey Banana 301
and
as
the
one of my
atomic
previous
number for
guesses?
Potassium? It had something to do with bananas or monkeys. I don't know. Cocoa? Cocoa like banana?
It's like
It's like-
it was my ex-girlfriend's name, but I replaced some of the letters with numbers. I know
Yeah.
that much.
Unfortunately, her name was Liliana.
Yeah.
So God fucking knows which ones were L's and which ones were I's and
Yeah.
which ones were ones.
It's brutal.